What's up, guys? TraderStos here, showing you what I did today, April 8th, 2015, in the the S&P 500 E-mini futures. This is the day as a whole here. Take it back to the beginning of the day. We can look at yesterday. A lot of two-sided trading happening yesterday until the end of the day, when we got a nice little sell climax into the close. And according to my mentor, uh, 2 times out of 3, if you get a sell climax into the close, you will gap up in the morning. And that's exactly what we did. And his reasoning for this is because, well, no one wants to sell down here, and you just have to go higher to find sellers. So it gaps up to find them. Anyways, we get this big green bar to start the day. And as I've stated in my other videos, I kind of wait these first few bars out in the morning because, there's a lot of uncertainty, fear, and greed, and I'm not great at trading it yet, though I would love to learn to trade the opening range. Anyways, after this big green bar, you see sellers came in on top of it, and they were able to make a pretty darn good profit, 2 or 3 points here. So, it's odd that for such a large bullish bar, that bears are able to make profit right away. But anyways, we get this nice, strong bull bar closing on its high, also closing strongly above these bars. So there's probably more upside from here to go. But I'm not taking this just because, even if it dips below here and below here to this area, I mean, bulls who bought in here are going to protect their positions. So that means to have the highest probability trade, if you're buying, either the close or on top or whatever you're doing, if you're buying anywhere in here, your stop has to be, at the low of the day, and that is a long ways away. 6, 7 points, and which isn't the most points, but still, it's enough to put a damper on your day if you're down 6, 7 points before, freaking 10 o'clock. So I didn't take that, and for traders who did, they were really happy with their entry bar here, and you start looking for measured moves. So maybe this is the measured move, but that's just so large. Um, this would be the spike here, so you just project this amount of points up. Um, and remember, bears were able to make a profit right away, so bears will probably be able to make a profit sometime soon again. If you go for a smaller measured move, maybe just the height of this bar, and project up, and it looks like that's what the market used here, because then it started turning down and such at this price level. But anyways, I'm flat. I haven't done anything yet today, and I'm just looking for a setup. Um, and now we're starting to reverse, big up, big down, very similar to what happened yesterday in the morning. Big up, big down. So it's looking like it's having the same type of feel to the day. Here, what's this? 50% pullback, if I had to guess, probably. Just about. Yep, 50% mark of this bull leg, and bulls are coming in to buy that price level. I don't like buying on limit orders. I just like to focus on stop entries, so that way the market's going in my direction. And I think I actually might have had despite this ugly selling pressure, I mean, with the 50% pullback and such a strong bull spike and such a nice signal bar here, I think I might have put an order to go long, one tick above this bar, looking to get out at the high of the day, but it just didn't trigger. So I'm still waiting here, and at this point, it's looking like we're going down. We got a nice bear bar here. It's closing, at the low of this bar, of this trading range. So if it goes below it, it looks like we're going to break support. And coincidentally, but not really coincidentally, when you do this measured move target, you know, projecting this amount of points down, because it's going to break the neckline, it takes you to the low of the day, and that is no coincidence, my friends. The computer algorithms that are trading these markets that represent about 75% of the dollar volume of these markets. Yes, the computer algorithms, the institutions that are using these computer algorithms represent 75% of the dollar value. And they are trading on technicals, and they understand these prices, and they calculate these ahead of time and do this on purpose. I've seen this a million times, and my mentor has seen it 10 trillion times. So anyways, I was hesitant, a little bit slow, and I fumbled this, unfortunately, because we got a nice little flush, and I was also distracted at this bar. I saw it a bit too late, 5-10 seconds after this closed, and I was a bit angry, but that's the life of a corporate world hell cell cubicle day trader, I guess. Anyways, we found buying at this magnet at yesterday's low. Forcing it up a little bit, but this is very bearish here. But at the same time, it's big up, big down, and same thing happened yesterday, big up and big down. So it's not very bearish actually. We've got a nice reversal here. I'm not looking to buy above this bar or above this bar because of this such bullish pressure. I'm also expecting shorts to come in at around 50% of this bear leg, which we're almost at. That would be about right here at 72-ish, or maybe 50% of this whole bear leg, 73, 74-ish. So I'm just looking to see how prices are reacting. And we just keep getting bull bars, but we don't really get a good signal bar to buy on top of. We do have a gap here, the high of this bar and the low of this bar, so it looks like bulls are protecting this price level here. They bought on top of this bar. They want to protect their positions, and that's why it didn't go below that. And we just keep getting bull bars, but we aren't getting a good signal bar for me to buy on top of. But now we do have another gap here, high of this bar, low of this bar. And I'm just looking for a good signal bar to buy on top of, maybe like a nice little pullback, and I can buy in this area, maybe 50% down on this bull leg. But that's just not what we got here. And we just keep going up, but without me, because there was just no real signal bar I could buy on top of. And then when we do this measured move, at this gap that I talked about earlier, it looks like we're reaching it here, as evidence of that right there. And now it's turning down. So I'm still on the sidelines, haven't taken a trade yet. It could go for like a leg one, leg two. Maybe this is leg one, short little pullback. And leg two takes us to, guess where? About the high of the day. This is not voodoo, people. This is what the computer algorithms are doing on purpose. Anyways, I'm on the sidelines here. This is like a wedge, one push up, a little sideways pause, two pushes up, down, third push up, also a double top. But this is just such a tight bear channel that I think shorting below this bar is a low probability trade. Maybe you can do it, stop up here, which wouldn't even be that far away, actually. Should have considered that, but I didn't. And I'm just watching this kind of go down. I'm not too confident in the bearish pressure here. We got 2 consecutive bear bars, but that was it. And then we kind of, we got them again. But this is just kind of looking like a trading range. There's going to be buyers all in this area, unless the bulls can do something to assert their pressure. And they're just not doing anything. And now I want to, I drew this trend line. I want to see how prices react at this trend line. And it looks like we're turning down again. But, the bears aren't doing enough. We're not breaking strongly to the downside. And even here, when we do, this bar closes above its midpoint. So it's not strongly bearish. It's not strongly bullish. It's big up, big down, big confusion. Just like yesterday. Big up, big down, big up, big confusion. I also found out there was a report, FOMC minutes report, and I didn't even know that. Unfortunately, I forgot my phone charger today, and that is how I listened to my mentor on his webinar. I dial in and listen to it, so my phone was dead. I couldn't dial in, so I couldn't hear him today, and he would have informed me of the report. I guess I should know that myself. And the only reason I should know that is because I don't want to trade during the report. But anyways, I'll get to that once we get to the report at 2 o'clock. Right now, I just want to see how we're reacting at this trend line, if we're turning down or if we're breaking strongly above it, which it looks like we're doing here. So I placed a stop order to go long one tick above this bar, and I was not filled. And here we are. This is the report. I didn't even really notice it. I just thought, this was a strong breakout. It was breaking strongly to the downside, and I thought we were going to go up here. So this is a surprise that we're getting, and I'm thinking we got more down. Maybe we'll get here. So once I saw this strong breakout, I placed a limit order to go short, a few ticks up or so. I believe I was filled at 71.50 was where my limit order was at. I like to do it around this, around like a prior swing low that it's breaking. And, I just decided to be quick because this was down here and all of a sudden it like shot up. And then that's when I placed my limit order like a few ticks above, and ended up getting out very quickly, like within, 20 seconds with a quick point. And at this point, I don't know what the heck's going on. It closed here. A lot of sideways action. I'm just thinking it's going to keep going sideways. I'm hungry, so I went to go get something to eat. And I come back, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized there was a report at 2, and I was like, wow, I don't like trading during these reports because look at what happens. I mean, this bar was crazy, and look at these bars. They're just crazy. They're very risky, so I like to wait the report out until things calm down a little bit. But I wasn't around for this. I ended up getting back to my desk right here, and I was tempted to go short underneath this bar just because, every time we get far away from this purple line, we look back to test it. Far away from the purple line, we look back to test it. Here, and we did it here. The purple line is the 8 EMA, and the blue line is the 20 EMA. The 20 is what my mentor uses. The 8 is just something I got from, another guy who I kind of like. So anyways, I didn't take this short. I just let it go. I'm letting all this go. And this is 50% pullback right here. This is what traders buy. They buy or sell 50% pullbacks. In this case, it's a bull trend or a bull leg. So they're looking to buy 50% pullbacks. I mean, this is what's happening. Look at this. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I'm looking to see what the next bar looks like, and it's a beautiful bar. And despite, this selling pressure, it's not really a strong break to the downside. Lots of tails. It could be a wedge, 3 pushes down type of thing, 50% pullback. So I'm placing an order to go long above this bar, maybe get out, around here, a couple of points, maybe even at 78. But that is, that's not what we got. And, at this point, I'm just thinking confusion, so I was not tempted to short underneath that bar. And I just, I didn't take this buy just because I was confused. I just didn't really know what was going on. I couldn't get a feel for the day, so I just stayed out pretty much for the rest of the day, and I believe we just went sideways into the close, if I'm correct. Yes, we did. So that was it. One trade, it took 20 seconds. I got 1 point, and number one rule of trading is don't lose money. And today I did not lose money. I followed my rules. I made a little bit of money. I did not make a lot of money, but like I said, number one rule is don't lose money. And for someone like me who likes to wait for certainty to trade, I mean, the market was never really certain. After bar one, bears made a profit right away. Why are bears making a profit after this? What is this? 76 to 6 point bull bar, and bulls are able to make a 3 point profit on the next bar. I mean, that's a little bit fishy. And then this huge, I'm mad I missed these trades. These are the trades that would have gave me a little extra points today. I'm a little angry I missed them. I was hesitant. I was distracted. Like I said, life of a cubicle day trader who shouldn't be day trading at his job, but we'll keep that on the low. Anyways, it's just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of abrupt reversals. Trading range price action. I mean, it's best for beginners to just stay out of this. This is just dangerous price action. So that's what I did in the ES today, guys. Send me an email, TraderStos@gmail.com. I don't care what you trade. I don't care if you're trading Forex, futures, penny stocks, whatever. I trade this market primarily just this during the day because, I'm already distracted trading one chart. I don't want to be trading, 5, 10 charts, scanning charts, seeing which, companies making a move or which future contracts are making moves or which Forex market is moving. And that stresses me out enough. And, I do have a job to get done at work, unfortunately. So I just like to focus on this market. And, I found a mentor that only focuses on this market. And that's what I've been doing, and there's more than enough opportunities. On days like this, it's dangerous price action, so beginners like myself stay out, but that doesn't mean I'm not learning. That doesn't mean I'm not learning throughout this whole thing, and the screen time isn't helping me. And one day I would love to, be scalping in here, but I'm not really in this, to have fun, even though I do have fun trading. I'm in this to make money. And, if you want to do this to have fun or for a hobby, there's a lot of other cheaper hobbies than trying to trade the market. So I'm in this seriously to make money, and, I'm scared, and it's dangerous price action, and it's not great trading for beginners in here. So I only had that one trade, but it worked out, and I'm happy to live and fight another day. Send me an email, guys, TraderStos@gmail.com. Thanks a lot.